guys, it's Robin and welcome to my channel. So today I am going to be talking about this whole Jussie Smollett thing that's been happening. I know it's been like a few days, but it's really been weighing on my mind, and so I'm literally like in my bathroom right now because my fiance is like out in the living area doing stuff. So I'm in my bathroom right now because I really want to talk about this. So if you're new to this channel, I do not usually do this. I'm not usually in my bathroom and, you know, like this, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. So I really want to talk about this Jussie Smollett case because honestly, like, I'm like, do we owe him an apology, or like just what is going on with this case? Let me just rewind all the way back to like what, February, like end of January, February, when this news first broke of him getting, you know, basically beat up in Chicago by a bunch of racist, homophobic white men, is what he described it as. Okay, so starting off there, when I first heard this story, guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, the way everything was presented sounded like a lie. And I'll show you guys some Facebook posts. This is before people started like calling him out on his BS. I was like, is this Jussie Smollett thing real? Because no one was really talking about it a lot. And I was like, does anyone else believe this? Or am I the only one who thinks this is like BS? And then a few weeks later, like maybe like even just a week later, I can't remember when this all went down. I know it was like pretty soon after I posted that, things started going down. But after that, people were starting to call him out saying he's lying. Basically, it's pretty much found out that there's these two African guys that were found in connection, which I still have no idea how they were like connected to him or this case. Like, I don't know if the police like saw the two people where they went, the two people who beat him up, and saw where they went and had like, you know, street footage of where they went, and then realized, okay, these two guys live there, so these two guys must be the people who beat him up, and clearly they're not like these white men. They're like these huge, like bulky black guys. And you know, looking at Jussie's whole, even if they weren't part of this, and you know, they worked with Jussie, even if they weren't part of it, like, he would be a little bit more beat up, I would think. Like, compare Jussie to those two black guys. Let's be real. Let's be real. So that was like a big thing for me. I was like, okay, like clearly he's lying. Like, if the police have this, you know. And then just like a bunch of stuff started coming in, and then he got the charges, and I was like, okay. And now, like literally a few days ago, they're like saying like, oh, all the charges have dropped, all the charges are dismissed. And then he comes out and he says this.
First of all, I want to thank my family, my friends, the incredible people of Chicago and all over the country and the world who have prayed for me, who have supported me, who've shown me so much love. No one will ever know how much that has meant to me, and I will forever be grateful. I want you to know that not for a moment was it in vain. I've been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one. I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I've been accused of. And
I'm just kind of like, what the heck is going on with this case? And so I really wanted to like look more into it. And so he had his charges dismissed and his case sealed. And I work as a criminal analyst, a criminal researcher. I look at court records and court documents all day long. And this is highly, highly, highly unusual. Like, this is sketch stuff. First of all, court processes, it takes a really long time. Like, it's been like, what, a month since this whole thing started? I feel like a month and a half, maybe 2 months at most. So when I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, this happened really quick for him to already have his case sealed. This is really suspicious, like, off bat. First of all, the final disposition will tell you a lot about the case. So nol pros, guilty, not guilty, dismissed, deferred, you know, adjudication withheld. Those are all different kind of, you know, dispositions on the case, and like clearly like guilty and not guilty is probably what people know the most, but there's so many different ones. And so say someone is kind of found that they committed the crime, and like there's like little evidence there, they might get their case deferred, especially if they're like a first offender, and they might have to do things like probation or community service. Same thing with adjudication withheld. They'll maybe have to do probation, community service, pay money, pay fines, fees. Sounds familiar, huh? Like that'll happen, and then they'll get their case dismissed. But if they break their probation or don't follow like certain rules, then their case won't be dismissed and they'll have a guilty charge. So I find it really suspicious that like the case got completely sealed and then they're just gonna say, oh, like the charges got thrown out pretty much. So I first want them to unseal the cases. I read an article earlier that the case should have never been sealed and that they're working on unsealing it, which is sure it was never supposed to be sealed. And then Jussie's like, first thing he does is come out, he's like, yeah, innocent, like I didn't do nothing, you know, like this proves everything. Like, no, I want to see the court documents first. I want to see these court documents because that will say a lot about what's happening. Just the fact that he is doing community service and still paying fees and stuff kind of pointed me to the direction that they let him off a little bit easy, right? Like it doesn't sound like he got not guilty. I'm like, okay, you're free to go. He's still paying money and he's still doing work, like community service for the crimes. Like, yeah, the charges may have been way too harsh, which I agree, the charges are harsh. I feel like they were just trying to, you know, because there was so much public outrage that it was more, they were trying to give him charges because of the public outrage versus actual charges that he would actually deserve. So I do think the charges were harsh, but I think this is definitely like a slap on the wrist, and I honestly don't think that they should just kind of like let this go. And you know, Donald Trump's getting into this, of course. I don't agree that he gets involved, but you know, he's saying like, oh, the FBI is going to investigate, and I kind of hope they do because something's like really strange. It just seems like they're letting it off really easy, and I don't think they really, you know, went through the right processes, especially with this case getting sealed so fast. Like it literally takes a long time to get your case sealed, and this is usually like after you've completed all your, you know, like say your case gets deferred. Sometimes you'll have to wait up to a year in certain states just to even have the option. So the fact that his case ended and it's immediately sealed, that's so suspicious. And they're like, oh, trying to like backtrack and be like, oh, it's not supposed to be sealed. Like, yeah, we know, like, but why did he do it? I don't know. Just everything about this case is suspicious. I don't think we owe him an apology. I don't think that he should be getting off this easy, and I really think that they've taken it really like easy on him. One thing I do want to say is I want to see this evidence that the police had, because I remember there were so many articles and you never know which one's true anymore because our media is a mess basically. But I mean, freedom of speech, like I'm not against that, so it's just whatever. But you know, so many articles came out saying like, oh, the police know this, the police have this evidence, this. I want to see this evidence, and you know, that will help kind of confirm everything. Like if they have videos, they should release it to the public because, you know, the public wants to know, let's be honest. I'm really hoping that they put all the court documents out there after it's unsealed, because it was sealed for whatever reason. And yeah, I just want to find out more about this case. I feel like this case is not over, the public outrage is not over, and that there will be more to speak about in the future. Okay guys, so I think that's it for today. Don't come after me in the comments, just tell me your opinion, be as nice as possible. We're not trying to be fighting in the comments or anything. I just want to know what you guys think about this case. If you guys believe he's innocent, guilty, I'm not against you. I just personally don't think that he is 100% truthful, because just the way he comes across is not truthful to me. But I don't know, other people have different opinions, and I respect all those opinions, and my opinion just might change in the future, who knows. But for right now, I think he's guilty. Okay, so don't forget to comment down below and give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe if you guys want to. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!